Welcome to part 2 of the NBA The Dream Team full documentary. I said I was going to film this all in a day last time, but I ended up not doing it. I'm going to try and make this whole series like 4 parts or 3 parts. We're going to see how much we react to today. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get straight into it. If you didn't watch the first part, the link is up there somewhere, so just click that.
Daly wouldn't be coaching in the Olympics, however, was his own star in Detroit. Point guard Isiah Thomas, who controversially had been left off the team's roster.
No matter how much people try to say now, it was no big a deal. It was a big deal.
I talked to Isiah at the beginning of the year about the aspect he wasn't on the team, and he was not comfortable with it. I'm sure he is very hurt. He's a very deserving player, but he was not selected.
Thomas was well on his way to a Hall of Fame career, but was also seen by many as the biggest cultivator of the bad boys image in Detroit.
I heard someone say,
Isiah was the general. He was the guy that would yap at his teammates and say, knock him on the ass, do whatever you got to do.
I heard someone say that Michael Jordan called personally to not make Isiah Thomas play on that team. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Did you want him on the dream team?
No, I did not want him.
Well, Scotty didn't want it.
Did you want him on the team?
Well, I can't speak for Michael, but
no.
I don't think he wanted him on the team.
Mike did not want him on the team.
Now, there has
I'm pretty
been
sure he's the one who did it.
That your icy relationship with Isiah Thomas is the reason that he was not selected. Well, what is your reaction to that?
That was one of the stipulations put to me prior to me even committing, that Isiah wasn't a part of the team. I was getting strong innuendos that it wasn't just, it was coming from higher places that didn't want Isiah Thomas on the team.
Certainly things are being pointed at me because of our relationship and of course about the way that the end of the game between Detroit and Chicago ended.
We were picking the group just after the Pistons had
He
been
could be capping,
by
but
the Bulls.
He could be right too.
It was very bad timing for Isiah. Everybody had fresh in their mind the picture of Isiah walking off the court.
Pistons wasting no time in getting out of here. They left the bench, although there's 7 and 9, 10 seconds remaining. The Pistons just left.
When the Pistons walked off the court before the final bell, I think it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
All right, no Isiah Thomas
No
stuff.
Isiah Thomas questions.
Cool.
Jordan and the team were done answering questions about Isiah. But with training camp approaching, a bigger question would need to be answered.
Hello, how you doing?
How would the 12 stars that were selected play together?
Welcome.
Training camp began on June 22nd, 1992, in La Jolla, California. And when the gym doors opened, no one was quite sure what to expect, especially the players themselves.
It's a lot of egos in one gym and on one team. Everybody wanted their form to shine and showcase why they were a part of this team.
A lot of egos.
All these stars on the team. If it comes down to the last shot, who's gonna take the shot?
Me.
Everybody in the world has an ego.
Did Patrick Ewing just say he's taking the last shot? I'd alley it to him at the end of the game, but shot? I don't know about that.
Felt like we was
Wait, what?
Every one of us felt like we was everybody.
And when practice started that first day, every player seemed to be trying to prove just how great they were.
It was a very competitive practice. And I'm thinking, aren't we all on the same team?
Patrick go, I don't want to play with David. I want
to
play against him. Then you hear Michael say, I don't want to be on Magic's team. I want to play against him.
Every evaluation of Michael Jordan at that time was, he's good, but he's never Magic Johnson.
Who?
Michael Jordan at that time was, every evaluation of Michael Jordan at that time was, he's good, but he's never Magic Johnson.
What does that mean? Wait, so people actually thought Magic Johnson was better than Jordan at the time? That's crazy. Or are they just saying they have two different games?
Competitive nature. I want to use every little bit that I could gather so that I can gain an advantage.
Karl Malone, he's the only guy I would even compare to myself at the power forward position. So I want to prove that I was the best power forward in the world.
Charles. Yeah, he's a great talent. Do I think he's better than me? Hell no.
That's the right mentality. No one should be better than you in your head.
So let's do this.
I mean, if you're playing the game. But at the same time, if you're all on the same team.
You're going to be thinking I'm damn good, too.
The first practice, Barkley drives baseline, and Karl Malone jumps up like this. Barkley just dunked on him so hard. It was just an unbelievable play. I felt like, man, I cannot believe that I'm part of this practice.
A few days later,
these crew necks
the team
are hard.
had a chance to acclimate themselves to playing on the same side. Chuck Daly had scheduled a scrimmage against a select group of college players, a group thrilled to be facing off against their idols.
I found out today I might be picking up Magic a little bit full court, so, you know, things are just happening for me that really makes me happy.
My whole thought process was don't embarrass yourself, and that was like the theme for me, like just hang in there.
A lot of those people that I've looked up to, Barkley, Malone, a lot of those people.
Chris Webber.
And, I think it's going to be a good matchup, you know. There's no advantage on either side.
For the college players.
Let's see this college team. Other than Chris Webber, I don't think any of these other people look familiar.
It was a chance to see how they'd
match.
Oh,
is that Del Curry? The bottom? Maybe?
Up against the world's best. For Coach Daly, it was an opportunity to get his stars to grow into a single unit.
I think we're somewhere between the mentality of an all-star game and trying to come together as a team. So we've got to continually work on this.
Daly had been hired for his ability to manage personalities and egos. And when the scrimmage began, it became apparent that his players had left one of their biggest weapons, those egos, somewhere else.
The non-fan would think, well, they're going to go in there and they're each going to want their own ball, and Jordan's going to be hogging the ball, and, you know, Magic's going to be dribbling all over the place. Point of fact, it was the exact opposite. They overpassed.
It was like, I don't want to start it off. You know, you do it. And before you realize it, the select team was beating us by 10.
We didn't know how to play with each other. We didn't want to step on anybody's toes or hurt any egos. So these young kids,
yeah, that gotta be Del Curry.
We were not into it, and we paid for it.
Chris Webber was a man. I thought, boy, that's the guy's coming this league. I could get out of here.
Man said Chris Webber was a man.
Was dominant.
What else is he?
I did have some success penetrating and collapsing the defense, and our energy, our excitement to play, all those things played in our favor.
Bobby Hurley didn't play 2 seasons in the NBA. Nevertheless, it did expose the one weakness they could have had, which is defending against quick guards.
They were playing great.
It's a good lay.
Then I noticed that Michael Jordan's not playing.
Uh-oh.
I'm saying something. Chuck, then he said.
That Coach K?
Right.
It is.
Right.
He was the assistant?
As his players failed
Back
to
then,
make
I
up
did
the
not know.
deficit. And in their first taste of outside competition, the Dream Team lost.
To the select team?
Coach didn't want the press to get their hands on.
That's embarrassing.
I remember Chuck saying as soon as the game ended and we were getting ready to let media in, it was erase the scoreboard.
Media comes in, scores, if not hundreds. They can sense something. You can feel the tension, or you can feel something in the air.
Well, some of these college players we've just got through playing against probably should be on this team, but they'll get their chance.
The teams posed for a picture together, both not sure what to make of what had just happened. But the man in charge may have had the answer.
He threw the game. You know, Chuck threw the game. If you look how much Jordan played and how he subbed guys in, not picking up, not making any adjustments, he knew what he was doing.
He threw the game.
It was legit. It felt tremendous. You know, what we were doing that day, you know, they couldn't stop it.
There are kids who believe in Santa Claus, too, and the Easter Bunny, and now that they've grown up, I hate to burst their bubble, but it was a game thrown. Not
He
many
said
people
there's
would
kids
have
that
done it.
believe in Santa.
And
That is a way to put it.
He did it.
Why would he throw
It was
it?
gratifying to Chuck for us to get our butts beat like that, because now we had to listen to him.
From then on, he had a way of just saying, you know, you could lose.
After fixing his collars and his hair, his speech was, anybody can get beat, so you gotta be ready to play. And I think that's the only speech he ever gave us.
The message got across. I mean, you know, Chuck couldn't have been happier, I'm sure.
It was brilliant on Chuck's part to be able to orchestrate that and play along like he didn't.
Why didn't he tell you guys?
We probably would have screwed it up.
The next day, training camp ended with a rematch against the college kids. And once play started, everything made sense again.
The tables were turned drastically. We showed them why we are who we are. We pretty much beat them by 100.
100.
They couldn't score. And by the way, Jordan played a lot more that next scrimmage.
Oh, that's easy. All right. Oh, what is that? That was like 10 minutes. Do I want to do more? We'll give
Before
like
the
5
Dream
more
Team
minutes.
could play in the 1992 Olympics, they had to qualify. The place to do that was Portland, Oregon, and the Tournament of the Americas. It would be the public's first chance to see the NBA stars together in a game, especially Jordan, Bird, and Magic. Daly had asked all three to be team captains, but Jordan had turned him down.
I knew how much it meant to both of those guys because they never had the opportunity to play on the Olympics. So I said, you know what, Chuck, don't worry about me. You know, let these old dogs do it.
Magic and Bird weren't just the team's oldest players. They were also the most revered. They had entered the league together in 1979, embarking on a rivalry that had redefined the NBA. And along the way, their personal admiration for one another had grown.
I reacted to Courtship of Rivals. The link is up here somewhere.
Magic's just a great basketball player. He's the best I've ever seen, you know. Unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
In 1992, they'd be getting the chance to share the ball. But the opportunity would be coming at the end of their careers. Bird had given his soul to the game. But after so many years, his body was betraying him.
Had back problems. It just get to the point where you just couldn't play. I mean, you couldn't think, couldn't move, couldn't run. You know, if you can't feel your feet, it's hard to run.
Larry was on the fence because of his back, so I said, man, LB, you gotta play, man. You gotta play. This is our last chance to be together.
Magic would be able to convince his old friend to play. But at the start of the 1991-92 NBA season, he was forced to retire after learning he had the HIV virus. Doctors would eventually clear him to play in the Olympics, though that didn't stop fears from swirling.
There's a lot of players that really didn't want him to play, didn't want to play with him or against him, because nobody knew what disease meant. You know, they say you get a little blood on you, you got HIV, or you breathe on you, you know. I never bought any of that, you know. You just keep going. And that's what Irving decided to do, just keep pushing, keep going.
6, 5, 3-pointer, yes, oh my!
It's an interesting looking
Magic had made a cameo
follow-through.
in the 1992 All-Star Game and had focused his attention on the Olympics, hoping for an encore of a lifetime alongside his old rival.
Our careers were really over, and it was something I thought needed to happen for both of us.
Their debut would take place at Portland's Rose Garden, with their team needing to medal in the Tournament of the Americas to qualify for the Olympics.
And that's where I think I'll stop it. Part 3 coming soon. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.
I'm just talking on this beat.
like it's just you and just me. We can say it's side out of beat.